Far too often, there are a lot of people who spend more time focusing on what's bad about themselves rather than what's good. When you spend a lot of time focusing on your negative traits, you're forming a negative identity. And when you form a negative identity, that prevents you from not only building positive connections with other people, but also from finding happiness, and whatever happiness means to you. If you want to find happiness, you have to first accept your flaws. And you accept your flaws doesn't mean that you live there, but you accept them and then you focus on what's good about you. And that's what we're going to cover. Self acceptance. Self acceptance simply means that you accept the fact that you have disadvantages. It might have been something that you felt guilty about that you did a long time ago that you might be feel haunting you to this day. Or it might be certain disadvantages, maybe like a certain kind of disability that you have that might prevent you from maybe learning certain things. Maybe you feel like you're not smart, or it could be anything, any kind of disadvantage. But either way, you accept that. Now, if you find people who complain a lot about how bad their life is, those are the same kind of people who have not accepted their flaws. And the reason why is because in conversations, that's where they're focusing at. Because if they complain about it on an often basis, if they're constantly venting about it, then they have not accepted that because that's that's where they're putting their focus at. And when you put your focus on your disadvantages, that continues to make living your life very difficult when it comes to finding happiness. Because we all want happiness, and you can't find happiness unless you accept, even forgive yourself if you have to about your disadvantages. So you don't want to put your focus on your flaws, because I know I did a long time ago. I mean, I had disadvantages. I mean, when I was back in elementary and in intermediate school or middle school, I was labeled as having a learning disability, in which I let that haunt me. I let that identity haunt me all through as I got older. And instead of defining myself as having a learning disability, I kept focusing on the fact that I'm smarter than this. I'm smarter than I realized. And I kept focusing on my strengths. So I want to encourage you to accept your flaws. That's always a strong starting point because it gives you a chance to turn your life around. And you turn your life around by simply change the meaning. You change from focusing on your flaws to focus on what's good about you. See, when you focus on your quality traits, you start to live by those traits. And when you start to live by those traits, then you can have good connections with other people. You can make friends more easily, or you can find anything that makes you happy in life. But you have to focus and live by your quality traits because that's the key. That's the key to not only having a high self-esteem, but that's the key to being genuinely happy. And this is something that we all looking for. See, most people think that real happiness means that you have to get something, or somebody has to give you attention, or somebody has to give you anything for you to be happy. But I find from years of observation and even looking at my own life, it's true that we do need those things. We do need people to give us things. But real happiness means that you see something special inside of yourself, and then you live by that trait on a regular basis, on an everyday basis. Because good things will come your way. But you can't depend on good things come your way if you have a low self-esteem. Because when you have a low self-esteem because you refuse to accept yourself and you receive things from other people, then you'll feel good for a little while, but then after a while that wears off and you go right back to your normal state of mind of lack of self-worth, or feeling worthless, putting yourself down. So this is why you have to live by your good traits. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Another advantage of living by your good traits means not only happiness, but also you can actually solve your problems. You can solve your problems much more better because you'll have a chance to operate from your strengths. You'll be able to put your mind together, think about a problem, think about solving a problem by focusing on more options. Or you can focus on how you solved problems before, coming from your particular strengths. So when you take the time and you say to yourself, I'm not going to let this problem overpower me. I'm going to put my resources together and solve this problem because I've solved problems before and I have confidence in myself that I can solve this one. That's what it means when you live by your good traits. See, it's all about how you carry yourself. So make sure you carry yourself as a kind of person that you love, that you're proud of, that you're proud to see every single day. You're proud to live by. That person that you see in the mirror, see value in that person and live by that trait. Because you don't want to be the kind of person where you're focusing, you're letting your past mistakes, or you're focusing on your bad qualities. You don't want to let that define you. Because when you let that define you, that like I said, that prevents you from finding happiness. And it can affect other areas too. It can affect how you treat other people. So focus on your good traits. Make sure you accept your flaws and focus on what's good about you. And you'll find happiness. You'll know what happiness means to you because you're going to be living by your quality traits. All right, so this is all I'm gonna leave for you for this evening. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, and please subscribe, because I do put out content on an often basis. So until my next video, I want to wish you an awesome self-esteem, and I will talk to you next time around.